breakfast. It's now time for us to look at what the papers are reporting this morning. And as always, I'll be doing this with my colleagues, Etoma, Veronica, and Ria. So guys, first with me is the Nation newspaper. The major headline here reads, 5 major banks declare 4.5 trillion naira full year profit. And the rider reads, net gains after tax grew by 66.2%. Assets of top financial institutions hit 100 trillion naira. And then funding slows down. INEC's plan to hold by-elections where polls will hold 2 senatorial districts, 5 federal constituencies, 9 state constituencies. So we thought we were done with voting exercises and then all looking forward to 2027. But it goes to show that we still have other places that are waiting their own elected leadership. Yes,
by-elections become very necessary for several reasons. Maybe the court sacked somebody, maybe somebody died, and things like that. And those seats can't stay vacant, so we have to have by-elections. Funding of by-elections has always been a problem. That I have noticed. You know, it's always been a problem because it wasn't planned for. Or that's what I keep asking myself. Is it that it wasn't planned for? Why do we always have that issue? We just have to wait and see how this one goes.
Well, I guess just to chip in on this is why we recall that the Senate is amending the Constitution, and there are those who are saying we should address this aspect of any court case before the person assumes office, be you a governor or a president, so that it would help us cut costs, because that's what we are looking out for as we speak. So perhaps now we are seeing reasons why we should include that in the amendments that we are trying to make in our Constitution, because the cost is going to be extensive. Just 2023, INEC spent about 3 billion naira. And you know what it is right now. It might be much more if we are talking about elections and then by-election again. That's a lot.
That's right. So it's very, very important that we have people who are representing the government. Drill or lose your oil wells. Federal government warns a lot of people are getting licenses. And then Philip Shaibu advocates active roles for deputy governors. We know that, you know, in Nigeria, most especially, we have the governor, we have the deputy governor. And now it looks like they're just there.
And this is the question I've been wondering, why? Because they have roles as well. But it almost seems like the governor always overshadows what they do, but they have roles as well. But like, what would be the reason for that? Or is it that they do the jobs and we do not get to see, or we do not get to hear about it? Or it's down on the plate?
I think the Constitution is quite silent about what the vice president should do and what deputy governors should do. So your principal, the governor or Mr. President, determines how busy you are as deputy governor. At the end of the day, they ran under one ticket. You know, they ran under one ticket, and I think that is where the whole thing comes from. But it will be easier and clearer if we had it written down that Mr. Deputy Governor, these are your duties. Mr. Vice President, these are your duties.
But sometimes we know that the Vice President actually takes charge of the economic policies.
So that is clearly stated for the presidency.
So it is often a time that's what we see as you know, that role is passed to the vice president.
For instance, how often do you hear of the role of deputy governor in River State, for instance?
In River State, yes. When Wike was
there,
people don't even know him.
So it is only when Philip Shaibu was there that we heard in Edo State that we heard about a deputy governor playing an active role, doing certain things, because he was already popular.
And there was a fight.
He was riding on that, and there was a fight at the end of the day. But for whatever it's worth, I think it's good to spell it out.
That
I think it's high time we need to see them, also take charge and do things.
This Nigeria is next. CBN foreign exchange net reserve hits $23.11 billion. Apex Bank says highest in 3 years as gross external reserves increase to $40.19 billion, and that's a very good one, Ria. When we talk about foreign exchange, at the point we were saying that it was depleting. Now it's
because this will also help to stabilize naira as well. So this is also a very good one.
Most definitely. So Wike commiserates with Otom over younger brother's death. Despite Kogi governor's ban, Akpoti Uduahan holds rally. We'll talk about that, in our subsequent paper. And on the ear of the newspaper, SEC declares 10-year jail, 20 million naira fine for Ponzi scheme.
I think the jail term should even be more. It should be more actually. You know, whenever I hear Ponzi scheme, I just think about
Have you ever been a victim?
I don't want to go there. I just think about MMM, and I know what it did to individuals. I know somebody that was totally drained and finished because of it. So I saw it and I said, this is small jail term. Let's give them 100 years.
And Veronica, it's always a bait and switch offer. Yes, you're going to get this. When it's in the news, there's something about trading, whether you're trading stock, cryptocurrency. When it's in the news, you already lost out. It's already late.
You asked me as if you knew I lost money. I did not lose money. I don't do Ponzi.
No, I'm just asking your honest opinion.
Let me clear the air on that one first.
Oh, are you guilty of something?
My conscience is judging me, right?
No, but you know what you say? It looks really appetizing when you see it.
It is sad how man's inhumanity to man just keep going on and on. Over. We were having a conversation yesterday, and we're talking about how people, you know, just do people. You give certain persons monies to give someone else. They slice it. They do whatever. People are just seeking ways of robbing the other person. Yet we keep blaming government. Who is even the government? So it's unfortunate that we're still talking about these matters of Ponzi scheme, and a lot of people find themselves gullible because they are looking for all the way out. So I don't know, whichever measure we are putting in place to check it, let them go.
100 years.
I think it's
100 years in jail.
You know, we just want to make money, you know, overnight. Put in 20,000, we give you 40,000.
Nobody wants to work hard
40,000, and then the funniest thing is that when you get up to 100, let me just put in the 100.
And let me tell you, just like what Veronica has said, people do not want to work hard anymore. Let's be honest. You want to sleep and say, okay, you can make this money, let me do it. But easy money like that, it will go easily. It can't even last. It would not.
Let's move on to platform times. And the screaming headline is what we talked about a little earlier. Tinubu sacks Milikiari names Bayo Ojulari as NNPC CEO. So we hope that this will also impact on the price of the oil price, and which will trickle down to price of transportation, food prices, etc. Ogun Monarch faults colleague over calls for revocation of installation. I'm depressed over emergency rule in Rivers, says Fubara.
Would you blame him for being depressed?
Not at all.
They just suspended him, and yes, he has a lot of support from his home base and so on, but he is not governor for the next
6 months.
6 months. You know, it's enough to depress anybody.
Interesting. So still above the nameplate, no democracy in Nigeria, says Peter Obi. They said democracy is government of the people, by the people,
people for the people.
So I do not know whether we have democracy.
You see, I should tell Peter Obi that he is not playing his role in democracy. That is what I would say to him. If he is playing his role, we will have a vibrant democracy, because he's supposed to be the opposition. I am asking you, what are you doing as an opposition? Are you playing that role as you should, so that we have the kind of democracy we should have? You are also
or is he just criticizing? What is he really doing actually?
Well, criticizing is what the opposition should do.
I know, but
what Vera is saying is you are not making enough noise. You are not. Sometimes some of the statements you make are not constructive. You know. And as an opposition leader, you should be the one that's blowing the trumpet. Hey, you are going wrong here. This is what.
And then when you criticize, you provide alternative solutions. It's not about just being there and then criticize without saying, yes, you would have done it better.
Be strategic.
Strategic about
that's
it.
That's all.
Maybe part of the strategy. It broke fast with some
Northerners.
Not a
strategy. I saw the video. I don't think that's not a strategy.
That is not any strategy.
That is not a strategy. We are used to that. We've seen videos like that all over.
If you want to play politics in Nigeria, learn from those who are already in power how they played the opposition when they were there. What are we learning as opposition?
But even with that video, Ibrahim, he got a lot of bashing. I don't know if you read the comments on that video.
Well, people will see it differently. Some will be like, yes, he's down to earth. Some will be like, yeah, he's a lover of the masses. But we also saw
how regularly do you do that?
We saw governors that EdCon.
How regularly do you do that?
All right, let's move on quickly. Let's move on, guys, because of our time. New Nigerian News Direct, Senator Natasha Kogi government at loggerheads over homecoming rally despite ban. Akpabio Yahaya Bello plotted to kill me. Horiwa condemns police Kogi government for targeting Natasha. I want us to react to this, you know, from the next paper, because they kind of outline. Nigerian Tribune saying that Natasha defies all odds, arrives Kogi in grand style. Emphasis mine.
Let me.
Okay.
Let's give the Kogi state, the opportunity for a minute. It's a classic case of when they go low, you go high. Because she came with, you said we should not drive in with the convoy, right? I'll come with a helicopter, and I'm making a statement with that. And you saw the crowd, how her people from Ihima came out, to welcome her and all of it. Of course, it's definitely a mixed crowd, because you will see that during rallies for politics, elections, and all of that. And then at the end of the day, those who come out to vote are not up to the numbers you see in rallies. But everybody came out to show their support, to hear her out. She has a right to come to her state. That's right. She came to visit her constituents because she has a responsibility to them, to tell them what is going on, bring them up to speed. And that was what she did yesterday. And I like that from her. But how they manage things from this point on, especially between her, Ododo and Bello, is a matter that I cannot.
And Etoma is against that backdrop that I want you to react to the fact that she made damning allegation that Akpabio, Senator Akpabio, Yahya Bello plotted to kill me. Where is the evidence? That's the question.
Well,
there is a question of harassment. We've not seen evidence. What about this?
I was just going to say that so far it has been allegations, no evidence to show. Or to back up whatever allegations she's been throwing around. However, one thing I would say is that I admire her courage for going to Kogi State yesterday, for going home. Yes, it might not be a crime to go home and see your constituents and things like that, but when there's a ban, some people will say, look, be careful. But she went ahead and she did it. And you see that now, I think the table is slowly turning in her favor.
Well,
yes,
it remains to be seen.
Time will tell.
Just like time, because as I said, what happens after now,
that's right,
especially for her in the state, cannot be decided or said as it is, because there's a whole lot of politics going on behind the scenes.
And we cannot deny
I wanted to say Natasha.
We cannot deny the fact that she's a very courageous woman. She did aura for aura yesterday. You said I cannot be there. I was there. But my only problem with it is that, like he said, there are a lot of allegations. At this point, I need her to start backing it with evidence. That's all I need. I just need evidence to back this allegation.
Because she might fall in that ditch of defamation. And
because some of the things she said yesterday were really, really high. So please, let's just see evidence. But her courage is unparalleled, and we'll definitely give it to her.
She was talking about at this time at about 10 p.m. so time, but that's not enough.
I would think she has recordings. I want to believe she has recordings for that. But let's see. Only time can tell. Actually.
Yeah. Let's move on to the Guardian newspaper. Discos may take 11 years, 1.4 trillion naira to bridge 7.2 million metering gap. At this point in time, when we're talking about,
and I ask myself why.
Because it has a long tail with two branches.
We have a factory. We have a factory in Akwa Ibom State that produces prepaid meters. It's just for the government to partner with that factory and supply this stuff. If it is not government partnering with the factory, the discos should. But there should be some kind of partnership with the producers of this thing. And we'll have prepaid meters. Those people, from what I read about them, they churn out over 1,000 of those meters every week.
Yeah, Veronica, I know you want to talk about the meter, but because of the time, I just wanted to react to what Michael Zekome said about Trump's third-term bid, bad omen for Africa, say Ozekome or the lawyers. Because Trump is gone first term, he's running his second term, he's now mulling third term. I remember the third term agenda of old General Obasanjo, at the time, even though he said, no, I didn't want to. If I wanted it, I would have taken it. But Trump is now thinking
does their constitution give room for a third term?
He said there are ways to do it. He said there's a way to do it.
If their constitution gives room for a third term, then he has a right.
It doesn't.
But if it doesn't, then he's mulling it at this point. He may not even succeed, because a lot of persons are not satisfied with what he's doing, the policies he's bringing in, the changes he's making.
That's why they said it's dangerous for Africa.
So it is left to be seen if he will succeed, but I think he will not.
Ria, a lot of people think Trump is a genius, but I think Trump is not a Democrat, he's a dictator. He's so much interested in power, he's so much interested in, this is just me. He does not understand, yes, this is how, you just want power. That's
I agree with you. He's totally a dictator. I definitely agree with you. And a lot of Americans are not even happy with him being president, if I'm correct. So him running for third term, I think is really a bad omen. But if it's not in the Constitution, then it's not possible. It's not, and I don't even think he should try it if it's not in the Constitution, because you cannot now, at this point, start amending the Constitution now. It's not even possible.
Anything is amendable.
Then we have it in sit-tight syndrome in Africa. You wear Museveni. Just mention them. There's so many names. So he wants to take a cue from us.
It goes to show the changing phase of democracy, because a lot of countries used to look up to them as, you know,
let's race on because of our time. Next paper is the Hope newspaper. Police arrest General Overseer for alleged homosexuality. So bad. Kaduna community in shock as lightning kills herder, 12 cows. Well, our body is actually a conductor, and if you're standing in an open field, you know, it might impact, you know, cause cardiac arrest, etc. But I want you guys to quickly react to this. Laborer hacks farm owner to death in Ondo community after being accused of stealing Ria.
And stealing kola nuts. Let's put it kola nuts.
Yeah, I didn't say kola nut pods.
And this is really sad. I keep hammering on this. We are the people. How do we treat our own people? There's a saying that they say guns don't kill people, people kill people.
That's right.
Because I don't understand how you kill somebody because of kola nut. Yesterday we were talking about, you know, jungle justice. Why are we still practicing this? And kola nut, where is our empathy?
The guy stole. Yes, the community already agreed that yes, it stole. But the problem is you have to pay for it. Now they already agreed that they should remove it from his wage. Then the next thing was to trail the woman and kill the woman.
And this woman is 60 years old. Like, where is our empathy?
How much is this money?
How much is the kola nut?
How much is the money? How much is the kola nut? How much is the life that has been taken?
I'm trying to compare.
Yes. No, I'm just playing on your words. How much is the money? How much is the life that has been taken?
It's unfortunate.
I hope he gets arrested.
There's an evil wind that is blowing around Nigeria, and some people might say, "Hey, this guy has started again," or he's talking nonsense. But let's look at it. Let's look at it really well. Kola nut. You know, enough for somebody to kill another person.
And look at the age, even 60.
We're having stories, fantastic stories like this. It's happening back to back. There must be something behind it.
I don't want us to end on this sad note. Veronica, because of our time, I'm sorry, let's just rush to sport. Where Sporting Life, Aina limps off. He will be assessed, says Santo Awoni, in action for 85 minutes. Saka back with a bang, and then we have Gabriel suffers injury against Fulham. I do not know what story particularly, you know, pick your interest.
Saka back, we talked about him yesterday, and he, at the 73rd minute, you know, he just made that showing, appreciating the fans as well with that goal, sealing the 3 points for Arsenal on the pitch yesterday. And then this, you know, is pushing Arsenal up, moving them forward, and so it's a good thing to see him back. But I know limping off as Nottingham played Man U. It's unfortunate because he is supposed to be part of the team for the qualifiers for Nigeria. So this is a doubt for him as it is right now. But hopefully, when he's checked, he might be available to make.
Not for sale. Barca clarify transfer chance or stands on Pedri. Well, they say not for sale. We're not selling. Whether maybe you should just increase the bid, increase the stake, and let's see whether people will go for it. But because of our time, we just have to race on. And that's about it for the newspapers offer review this morning. We believe that we've done so well to update you on what the papers have reported this morning. Just stay with us. Coming up on TVC Breakfast, how can the increasing wave of Lassa fever be eroded completely? We'll discuss this with a health consultant.